This is Plastic Adventures.
Hey everybody, thanks for joining us again as we are back in the saddle with Plastic Adventures Toy Podcast. I am Doug, this is Steve, and we are going to talk about, you guessed it, toys. Surprise.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Boy, it's just been a really long time. Life has a way of doing things, and this time of year it just always seems to be incredibly busy in both of our businesses.
Yep,
Different changes and just into your budgets and all that kind of stuff, like totally grown up stuff. So dude, let's just effing nerd out for a little bit. I
totally.
could I could use the decompression time. So I think this is show me yours, I'll show you mine segment,
Well,
right?
if you're safe, no, just kidding. All right, we can do that. All right, so I'll start off the show. Okay, well, let's talk about the most recent thing that we have done, which was the Spokane Inland Northwest Toy Show.
Love it. Yep.
And
Every time love it.
we got to do a road trip like we always do, but this time we had one of our local friends join us. We won't say his name yet until he joins us on a podcast that he would like to join us, but never has time to. So when you listen to this, we love you, dude. Glad you joined us.
Yes, our one actual toy friend out there came to the toy show with us. It was super duper fun.
It was.
Can't wait to have him on in a future show, and he's got a tremendous collection and incredible insight into the industry too. So
He
uh,
does.
looking forward
He
to
actually
that.
does some really cool things. So it's going to be a real treat when we can get him onto the show and have him talk about some of the things that he's allowed to reveal.
Yeah. So in the interim, what cool swag did we get while we were at the Inland Northwest? Since
Well,
it never fails to turn something cool up for us.
oh, it totally does. Uh, First though, I'd like to say like I look forward to seeing certain vendors that are up there. And when they're not there, like on the last one, you get kind of bummed. But when you see them again at this one, you're like, oh yeah, because this is where I always get something good.
Yeah.
And so it was really nice to see some of those return vendors come out. And there's always like they always have something really good for no matter what kind of toy collector you are. And you don't even have to be necessarily a toy collector. I mean, they've got all different kinds of stuff there. But the toy show never fails to disappoint. Spokane is always a treat when we go there. And even the stores that we see when we stop off on the way to the toy store, it always ends up being a treat too. So,
Oh, heck yeah, man! It's bar none. I get a lot of toy shows over here in Western Washington, but Inland Northwest is far and away my favorite of all of them that we get to go to.
yeah,
And
it's
then
the one
there's
I look
always,
forward to
yes,
the most.
like you mentioned, the obligatory stop at Never Enough Toys or Time Bomb or whatever we're going to be doing over there in Spokane. And Never Enough is like just a tremendously friendly and awesome, collector friendly vendor. We love those guys.
Oh, I love that guy a lot. Absolutely. He always has great prices. Like he's got some stuff that's like, oh man, I would love to buy that. That's a bit out of my budget. But then you always find something that you're like, oh, this is perfectly priced and I can't pass it up. I've got to get this thing.
Yeah,
You
that
know?
3030 I didn't buy has been haunting me. Brave Star
I
3030.
know that had your name all over it, but it is what it is. Hopefully it's still there next time and I can talk you into getting that one like I talked you into getting something else.
Uh-huh.
I didn't have to talk very
Well,
hard. Put it
what
that way.
talking happened there?
I just showed you and you kind of went, damn it. All right. All right.
I said more than that, but yeah. Anyways, so
All right.
yeah,
Yeah.
let's see some cool swag that we got from the Inland Northwest.
Okay. So one of those vendors that I look forward to seeing, and it was so funny is I always end up trying to get his name and I always get jazzed by the stuff that he has on his table that I never ask him his name. So nameless vendor that you're out there, whoever, if you're watching this and you see this thing and you recognize it, you're awesome. I love you. Thank you for doing this. And maybe next time I'll think about getting your name. But on his table, he had this, the Kingdom Ultra Magnus.
Oh yeah, the penultimate Ultra Magnus, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. So this replaces the Siege Ultra Magnus that I got from you. And the only reason why it would replace it, because there's not really much difference between the two, except for when you take off of his armor and he's a white, diesel cab. So that's really the only big difference. And it has to be a big enough difference for me in order to grab him. So that was good. He came with Toy Hack stickers. I'm not a fan of Toy Hack stickers. So I am in the process of removing them, which is pretty difficult because they leave behind this sticky residue. And
Yeah, you got to be super careful. Like alcohol works okay to take it off, but you got to watch out for some of the other ones.
yeah. But for the price that I got him for, he was practically a steal. So yeah, I was happy to get this guy.
Yes, I remember rebuying my Ultra Magnus again so that I could have this one instead of the last one. But it's a great figure. Like even the Studio Series Magnus, I just couldn't get myself to get it. It looks like
He's too wide for me.
somebody took his regular screen image and stretched him into widescreen. Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. He looks too wide. I mean, I'm sure he's a great toy, and I'm sure I like his
Oh, it is.
alt mode, but the bot mode, his shoulders are a little too wide for me. And I like the Kingdom version. I actually really like the Siege version too. But
The scale is really good with the other figures too. So
yeah,
that's a great figure.
yeah. And so talking about scale, uh, on a table not too far down from that guy, I found this. Now I don't normally kind of buy this style, but there was no way that I could pass this boy up.
Oh yeah, yeah, dude. That
So this is
I walked by that and I got so close to buying it and I just didn't. But you, I thought it was like missing pieces, but he's not. He's complete, right?
so no, he's missing his. He has a gun
Uh-huh.
that goes to him, and I think he has an axe.
Oh, okay. But I thought it was like a wheel that was broke off or
No, no,
something.
no. Actually, there's nothing broken on it. He's 100% perfect. He's a great figure.
Yeah, that is,
Um,
and he's like super ginormous too.
oh,
So
he is. And I can
I don't
show you
remember.
when I show you another one
Is
down
this
the
an
line.
official like masterpiece release? I never kind of like figured out where this was, if he was a third party or what.
I believe it's a third party. From what I can find out when I look it up, I think it's a third party.
Oh, but it's amazing
But it's a
though.
really well done third party, right? Like it's not a cheaply made one.
Yeah, and I'm
Um,
like, where was this design in Transformers in 2007? It's ridiculous.
oh, I don't know.
This,
It's it's the prime that I wanted when we got told that we were going to have a live action Transformers, right? Like
yeah, yep,
that's pretty much it. He's the one from Bumblebee, and that
yeah.
like whatever that 8 minute intro is that just shook everybody to the core because it was so freaking cool. Uh, and I have to tell you though, I transformed him into a truck. Took me about
Uh-huh.
an hour. It took me about an hour to do it.
Yeah, yeah, that's like definitely some like masterpiece level engineering there.
I
Where
was so scared I was going to break his feet.
I've got a couple of really nice Optimus Primes. I've got a third party. Um, when they did like MP, the fourth masterpiece Optimus Prime that was kind of like anime accurate. It was like a $500 toy. I got Light of Justice, which is about an 11-inch figure. It's very similar to that, but I did not turn that into a truck. I'm so afraid of those little joints and everything, that all the little
Well,
pieces.
I have I, I told myself I have to transform them at least once. I have to, because other point, what's the point of having a transformer, right? So I have to transform them at least once. And if it's too difficult, I never transform them again. And he's one that was like, okay, I'm never touching him again. He's not to becoming a truck ever again. He is the way he is. All right.
I just leave it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We talked about never enough toys on that trip, which was really good. One of these I bought from Never Enough Toys at the actual toy show, and then when we stopped at the store, I bought his brother. So these are from the line called Legion.
Oh yeah, yeah. Look
And
how
and
crispy
these
those boxes are, man.
they're mint. They are perfect. They have not been opened. They are sealed on the inside. So when you open them, you
Oh
see.
man. Oh my God. Yep. Yep.
And I know you can't really see, but right up here I have one of the bigger boxed Legions of Powers there too. So I Legions of Power was very big with me as a kid. And pretty much any modular type of toy where you could put something together in a different configuration each time was really appealing. So Legions
Yeah.
of Power hit that like right on the head because it was motorized. It came like it had two different warring factions, so you can combine all of the different sets into something really cool. Great toy line.
Yeah. It's like the much better robotics.
Well, robotics was cool in its own right.
They're cool, but
But
like Legions of Power, it gave you just enough modular capability. So it's not quite Lego, but it's not quite robotics. But I think that the play pattern is better with
Yeah.
those toys because it's boom, 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 and you're done, rather than going through 50 steps to build your toy.
Oh no, that's very true.
Yeah, only to find out that like you missed something along the way because you're like 8. Yeah.
Yeah.
So those are
Well, one thing I
beautiful.
will say though about their instructions to put things together, the instructions are very well done, and their illustrations are very easy to follow because they don't give you do this, click, then do this, click. What it does is it shows you the thing as it's like split apart in all of its pieces, and then it shows you how it goes together. And so you really get a feel for like, oh, that's really neat. Like these things can really connect, and I can use that again when I decide to make something else on my own because I know how they connect. It's a very cool toy line.
Yeah, incredibly cool. I think those are awesome, dude.
Yeah, and if you had a little dog, your little man was eaten. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. If you had a couch, he was
He
swallowed by
was
the
gone.
couch, the
Yeah.
driver. Yeah. Yeah.
So. All right, that's all I picked up at the Inland Northwest Toy Show, so I'll hand it off to you.
Okay. Well, since we're doing sharing time, I'll share something that I got right before. I want to say it was like right before the show. Um, this guy right here.
Oh, yeah. I'm
This
jealous.
is the Walmart Generation 1 Optimus Prime. He's done up in like the anime colors. Um, I got I've got pictures on the Facebook group if you want to see
Yep.
the individual pictures. Basically, um, it's like they did this thing with G1 where they stopped releasing the G1 figures and started doing these Transformers the movie anniversary ones.
Mhm.
This is sort of just like a hybrid, I suppose. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like it's in this like G1-ish type of a box. Uh, it's a
which I
really well
really
made.
like.
Yeah, yeah, and he's got some certain paint apps. Like there's white on the waist instead of silver. Uh,
And there's no stickers, right, that can come off.
no,
Everything's
no
painted, right?
stickers, which is kind of a bone of contention for a lot of people.
Oh, really?
Why didn't he have any? Why doesn't he have any stickers? Blah blah blah. Well, they were trying. I guess they're just shooting to make it as like closest close to the cartoon as possible. Tinted window, the eyes are blue.
Hmm.
Um, what I don't get is on a lot of these things where they're trying to make them anime accurate. Uh, in Transformers the movie, Optimus Prime didn't have gray on the color palette aside from like his like mask, his
Right.
face. The stacks are white, the grill is white, the waist is white, the blue cod piece thing. So they do for some reason with these movie versions keep missing a few little details, but it's a really great figure.
But it's got enough of them right that it looks really good.
Yeah, yeah, and they've done a few little things like underneath that grill that's on the waist there, they've painted a blue cod piece in and painted a little white so that they tried to kind of make it look, a little bit more like cartoon accurate. They did what they could with it, so I was
Right.
happy to have it. But I'll move on to Inland Northwest since I got a
Okay.
couple of really neat things doing that. There's one guy, like last year, I got that really great Rick Hunter
Mm.
Matchbox Robotech figure, unpunched card. This year, we still had one of these around, which is the Dana Sterling. She's the lead character from Southern Cross.
Okay.
Uh, got it
Very
for a
cool.
really good price. I have a loose figure. I've always wanted to get one that was complete, and
It looks great.
it looks really nice. These are really actually derpy looking action figures. If you take a closer look, you don't want to take a closer look. I'm talking like Lord of the Rings Toy Biz level sculpting here, but happy to have it. That was a really good pickup. Um,
Beautiful.
this one got me kind of excited. This is a Robotech Alpha, and
Oh, wow.
yeah, yeah.
I like him. I
Usually,
love mechs, man.
yeah, yeah. It's still got all the stickers and everything on it still. And
Oh,
I guess
wow.
what kind of impressed me the most was this little piece right here.
Hmm.
That antenna is always gone on these. So
Oh,
this one
wow. I didn't
actually
even know that. I couldn't even see that on the camera. Wow. No, I can see it now.
actually had it. So it's missing the gun. These what a weird deal,
Wow.
man. Um like I don't think there's anything that ever came out in Matchbox Robotech that ever had full transformations.
Hmm.
Because this guy doesn't turn into the jet. He goes into Gerwalk mode, which is
Oh,
like the
which is the
hybrid jet
halfway.
with the yeah. But no actual jet mode on this one, or nothing terribly effective that looks good. Just like Dana Sterling's hover tank, they make this big toy like the Veritech fighter, where the figure fits inside of it,
But no transform.
and it doesn't go all the way to hover tank. It goes into Gerwalk mode for that too. So uh, happy to have one of these. I wanted to get one to put on my shelf. It's a really cool figure. It's hard to find them in really good shape. So
Yeah, he looks really good. So do his stickers look really good too.
yeah, I was really surprised. Like this, they just don't survive like this over the time. So um, lastly was the thing that we had kind of teased earlier, and I figured I was going to get off light this time, or maybe there was a couple of things I was on the fence about buying at the show,
Hmm.
until my good friend Doug came to spend some money of mine on myself. You came up to me at the show and you're like, dude, you got to see this. And I'm like, oh, what do I got to see? And so you take me over to this booth. Was it not the same guy that you got Ultra Magnus from?
It was the
Like,
same guy.
okay, yep. And I remember the other detail, which I'll disclose momentarily. So, lo and behold, you're like, hey, Steve, you got to see this. What does he have?
Oh my gosh, I love that thing.
He has the Ertl Fall Guy truck. Okay. Now, I know this isn't terribly exciting. It's a little bit obscure, but the things that you're seeing on this truck, you never see on this truck. The winch works. It's got the hook, the metal hook. It's got the roll bar. It's got the sunroof. The bumper is intact. The stickers are still good
The
on this
stickers are
thing.
still there.
This is just such a super hard to find, hard to come by an obscure piece. Like you never see them
Mm.
in this shape. They're like beat to hell. They're 130, $140 on eBay. But
And what else did he come with? What else did it come with?
he came with Lee
Yep.
Majors.
I
I got
know.
my second Lee Majors Fall Guy Ertl figure.
Look at that guy.
Yeah, yeah, look at him. If you didn't know it was supposed to be Lee Majors, you would not know that's Lee
You wouldn't
Majors.
know that, but he's still freaking cool.
Yeah, and I mean like fully articulated, like GI Joe straight arm style.
Yep.
The figure fits inside of the pickup. This was just one of those like tremendously, incredibly lucky things. I'm super grateful that you grabbed me. Um, I was just stunned to see it sitting there. So I'm like, okay, it's going to be one of those toy shows. This is why I did not buy 3030, because I
That's
can
a
get
good
a
reason. That's a
3030
good reason. Yeah,
way more way
I,
more readily
I
than
remember
what you did.
you telling the story about how your boss bought you the Fall Guy truck, but it was, it's a great Fall Guy truck. It's got a lot of detail, but it's a newer version of that.
It's amazing. It's from Greenlight, who has like some of the best die cast ever. And the truck is like that Greenlight truck, the 118th, it's like everything the original truck was supposed to be, and it's
Sure.
freaking gorgeous. It's amazing. And my boss at the time got it for me for Christmas. I'm still super grateful for, but it wasn't the Ertl Fall
Well,
Guy
that's what I
truck.
was gonna say. And I remember you talking about it. You're like, I love this thing that he got me. It's really cool. The only thing that it isn't is it isn't the original Ertl truck, right? And
Yeah.
so like when I saw that, I was like, oh man,
Oh man,
I cannot leave without at least showing you this.
it super made my day. But I remember looking over there. You bring me over to there, and I see that on the guy's table, and I looked down and I said, "Oh God darn it! How much?" And the guy had a really great price on it.
He did. I think
But
he even knocked it down.
he did
Yep.
for frequent flyer. But I think what was really most important is, and most amusing to me, is you guys out there. So Doug gets me to buy this thing, right? And he's like, "Hey, since I brought my friend over to buy this more expensive toy, what kind of deal would you do me on this Ultra Magnus?" Deal
And he cut
Doug.
me a deal.
Deal Doug never misses anything. Nothing gets by Deal Doug. So I was proud to be your pawn in the scam to get Ultra Magnus for cheaper. And this was one of those like take my effing money moments to get this toy. But that's like top memory of the trip for me is like you're like, well, Steve got his. Hmm. Say, hey partner, what can you do on this? And he got it. Doug just
Yeah.
got it. So like, congratulations. You're a tremendous negotiator and quick on your feet, man. That was great. But Ultra Magnus is cool, but he ain't as cool as an Ertl Fall Guy truck.
No, 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 no. That was the purchase. That was the find of the trip. Usually
Yeah.
you say I'm the one who pulls out the gem on these things, but with what I got, I still think that Fall Guy
No,
truck was the best of the
dude,
best of the best.
this time it was me. That is just it's an insanely you don't ever find it piece. I don't even think there's one on eBay to buy with Colt Sievers, the driver,
And the
in any
stickers.
kind of like level of completeness. That does give me hope that at some point I might find a Greatest American Hero or a Magnum PI or something from those old toys, but
Yep.
I won't hold my breath because they'll be like a mint to get them. But
It will be, but you never know. Like I've learned in this hobby to never say never,
yeah,
right? Never say that you won't
100%.
have
Yeah.
anything because you may not get it right now, or you may not get it a year from now, but somehow, eventually, you run across something that you're like, now that's within my price range, and I can't pass it up.
Yeah. Well, I got one more that I'm going to show, and then I'm completely done.
Why not? Bring it on.
I was going to buy this at Never Enough Toys. I saw it, and as we were like tooling around Never Enough Toys, looking at everything else, some other people came in and were like 3 feet ahead of me and picked it off the shelf. So I didn't get
Oh,
a chance to buy it. But I did manage to find one of these.
oh, from
This
the
is the
Deadpool and Wolverine.
yeah, Deadpool Wolverine figure. If you guys have seen it, you know what to expect. It is a really, really good figure. It comes with a really, really well sculpted
Oh, wow,
Hugh
that
Jackman
looks
head
just
to
like
him.
him.
Yeah, it's really good. This is not a Ertl Fall Guy truck, but one of the cool things is you see how straight the claws are.
Yeah, there's no bend to him.
Yeah, yeah, they did a really good job of keeping it like softer goods, but normally, they're just kind of like all wobbly and bent
Yeah.
out of shape with
Or
something.
they're like one's going off in another direction or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is the Wolverine we've wanted since X-Men 1. We finally get one, and I was happy to pick that up. I found it at Target.
Oh,
Uh,
nice.
Actually, it was on sale for 20% off.
Oh, right. Not
Yeah,
bad. Not bad.
yeah. So that's it. That's what I got.
You haven't got
of new
anything
stuff
new? We
to
got like
show.
6 minutes. Did you pick up anything new in the last couple weeks?
That Wolverine is the latest of the new ones that I picked up. It's slowed a little bit. I did buy another retro Return of the Jedi Luke Skywalker because I wanted one to take out of the package.
Yeah, that's not a bad
And
buy. I was
you can
thinking about doing the same thing.
you can get them on Amazon for like $9.99.
Yeah, they're not very expensive.
Yeah, so I didn't bother to show it. Everybody's already seen it a million times, but that was a recent pickup for me.
Okay.
Uh,
Well, then I'll show. I got two. Can I add two?
sure.
We got a few minutes. Okay.
Yeah.
One, I picked up the what is it? The Studio Series movie 1986 version of Bumblebee.
Oh yeah, dude, that's like the best Bumblebee figure that they've done so far. I love it.
Well, I'm gonna disagree with you. I'm gonna counter that.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
I do like him. I'm not saying that I'm disappointed with him, but I will say that the Netflix version where he transforms into a very realistic V-dub is still the better figure.
Oh, wait a second. That's right, because this isn't that one. I thought for some reason
No.
I was thinking that this was the Netflix one.
Reissued?
Uh,
No, it's a completely different. It's a completely
oh
different
shoot,
figure.
what a terrible toy
So,
collector I am.
so this is the Netflix one, and
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, I get it. I
so
see it. Yep. Yeah.
so I mean I like both of them, yes, but I still think that the Netflix version was the one that got it more right, even with the back kibble that's on it. Still a better figure. So, but I'm not unhappy with it. I actually really like the figure. I just think if I was to say which one is better, Netflix still comes out on top.
Okay.
Not a bad figure.
Yeah, and I don't remember which one that we're getting. They're reissuing those deluxe figures on retro style cards at Walmart here pretty soon. I
Oh,
think the first ones are Bumblebee, and then they've got a toy accurate face for Gears that's coming.
yep, yep. So I'll bet you we'll see a cliff jumper not too far down the road.
That'd be nice. Yeah.
Yeah. But my next one that I got, which I found out a lot of people, a lot of collectors, for whatever reason, did not like this crossover. I, however, am jazzed about it. I absolutely love it. Is the Maverick from Top Gun.
I love that in like a Robotech sort of a way.
Well, he transforms almost exactly like Robotech does.
Yeah, and when you look at it, it's almost like I feel like there's a little bit of a there's some homages there or some kickbacks a little bit to the original, VF1 Valkyrie. It's a cool looking figure, dude. You could repaint that in Skull One colors and it would look awesome. But
Well,
it's a cool toy as it sits, anyways. Where did you
yeah.
come up with
So
that one?
a lot of people. So I'll tell you why. I think I got a couple minutes. So some collectors did not like the plastic, which they refer to as soap plastic, where it's like the you can't really tell on this camera. Sorry, but the plastic is kind of translucent. It's got a gray translucent.
Oh, okay, I get it. Yeah, like they've got the resin, but they didn't put enough pigments into it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so I can agree with that it is kind of see-through, but honestly, it doesn't detract from the figure. It has a great transformation. It's got a really cool robot mode. The only thing I wish it would have done was come with like an alternate head. Like if I could take off the helmet head for Maverick and put on like another robot head. But it's a small complaint actually because it's really cool. It is very, very cool. And I love the crossovers and I can't wait to show off the next one that's in the mail that I probably have been waiting for since I don't know, I was 10 years old. Finally gonna
Uh-huh.
get that one.
Big Bad gave me a shipping notice on something. I'm not going to spoil that, but I'm really happy to. I do got something coming soon.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for what's in the mail. But that's all I've got. So if that's all you've got, we'll end this session. And hey, if you're still online and you want more of a couple of old toy nerds talking more about toys, then jump on over to our toy mill session that we're going to have, and I'm sure you're going to be just as riveted by that one as you are this one. All right. So, all right. We'll see you on our news segment. And until then, hey, we'll see everybody in the toy aisle.